Hi everybody, welcome to yet another edition of the Love Dictionary TV. Today we are going to be talking about some very interesting topic, and uh, it's a very nice topic that I want us to treat today. But in no way this content of today is meant for sexual explicit explanation. No, what I'm going to be treating today, it has nothing to do with treating sexuality. I'm not here to talk about, those things. I'm just here to educate the public. I'm here to share my ideas. I decided to come up with this topic today because I've had a lot of calls from friends. A lot of friends have contacted me, and for advice on this issue. And the topic today, we are going to be talking about how to make your woman get to her orgasm. If you see, it's how to make a woman get to the finish line. So I'll be mostly using that, those words. I don't want it to sound too sexual. I don't want it to sound too, So, remember, this is the public, and we have to maintain our level of morality, even though we educate ourselves, because we have people of different class watching us. So, my name is Elvis Sumbele, and this is the Love Clinic, and we're here to talk about things that can affect our relationships. So, making a woman get to the finish line is one of those issues that affect a lot of marriages and relationships today. So we have decided to talk about it, and let's try to see what we can do. We are streaming live. So you can. The number is there. You can write your message. You can write on the comment section, and I'll be here to answer your questions. Whatever the question is, you can write me on WhatsApp. You can write me directly on WhatsApp. This number that's on the screen here, it's on WhatsApp, and I think this is the number. This is the number here. So you can write me directly on WhatsApp, and I'll be ready to answer your question. I'll be ready to answer your question. So whatever the case is, try as much as possible, please, to share extensively. Let somebody learn from this. Somebody needs to learn something from this. I'm going to be starting in a few seconds. I don't want the stream, the production is not going to be very long. It's not going to be lengthy, so it will be very brief. So please share and invite friends, invite people to watch, invite friends to learn something from this. Now, I am not all knowing. Let me put it this way: I don't know everything, but the little I know, the little I've learned, I'm ready to share. I'm going to share with you. Some of these things we don't just get up one morning and know them, especially taking a woman to the finish line. So the things that we have to learn in the course of living, as we move along with life. We learn. Maybe we'll go to the university, to the school, and we learn these things. So this is what we are going to be talking about today. Don't go away. I shall be right back. So welcome back. Please remember to subscribe if you've not yet done so. It's very important. Today we are talking about how to make a woman get to the finish line. Like I said earlier, this has been one of the greatest problems in relationships. Ask yourself questions like, how comes? Maybe some of us must have noticed, some of you out there must have noticed, that you see a very wealthy woman with a very good marriage, rich man, they are living a very high class life, but she cheats her husband with a guy maybe from the suburbs, in the quarters. You start asking yourself questions like, what could really prompt her to go to that level, to go this low? She didn't go low. Oh yes, she didn't go low. Something dragged her. Something pushed her there. And once she got that thing that put her there, she stayed. In fact, she got stuck there. So, these are the things we need to talk about them. Remember, this is a love clinic, and we are here to repair marriages. We're here to repair relationships. We're here to build relationships. We're here to solidify marriages and relationships. We are not here to talk about anything sexual. We are not here to propagate immorality, because first of all, personally, I am very moral conscious, and it will not be my portion. It will not be my place to start propagating immorality and helping to destroy marriages or relationships. Instead, my duty is to help rebuild relationships, and if there are misunderstandings, we see how we can overcome them, and we move along in the marriage or relationship. To those who are just joining, thanks very much for joining. Please remember to share, and if the sound is good, please give me a sign, and you can write me on the comment section and let me know if we are on the right track. Let me know if we are on the right track. So today we are talking about how to let your woman get to the finish line. How to let your woman get to the finish line. So when you want to get your woman to the finish line, maybe if you are facing difficulties doing that, you've done, you've tried several times and it's not working. The first thing you need to do before you engage into the game, you know what I mean. Before you engage into the game, first you need to ask her. Ask her, like, babe, what can I do to get you to the finish line? Or what can I perform? Where can I touch you to get you to the finish line? Now, some women might not have the courage to tell you this. Maybe, they might not have that courage to tell you for some personal reasons. Maybe because they are complex. Maybe they don't want you to see them somehow funny. It's very common. So it's for you, the man, to take up that responsibility. It's for you, the man, to take up, to take up the courage and make that first move. Make that first move to solve this problem. It's a very big one. It's a very big one that needs to be solved, that needs to be addressed. So you ask her, like, babe, what can I do, to get to the finish line? Now, once you ask her that question, she might be kind of paused, like, really? But then she will look at you like somebody who really cares, because that's one of, like I said, this is one thing that really keeps relationships and marriages going. And once you do this to a woman, she will know that you really care for her feelings, because after everything, everybody wants to be happy in a relationship. Everybody wants to, especially when we engage in the game, the objective, of course, we have to maybe reproduce and then, but the end of it is that we all want to get to the finish line. It becomes very frustrating if you play the game and you don't get to the finish line. It's very frustrating. So we need to solve these things. So once you ask her that question, some might even feel like seriously? Is this for real? Are you asking me this question? And she might not even tell you, because maybe she doesn't have that courage. But then some will open up and tell you that, okay, this is where you can touch me, this is what you can do, this is what you can do, this is what I like. Then you realize that, okay, when you do that thing, you see that, it would, and everything will change. Everything will change. Ask yourself, I give my woman everything. She has everything she needs. I give her money. She lives in a big house. She's got a good job. She has everything she needs. But how comes she cheats on me with this guy in the quarter? It's not because that guy gives her anything. That guy has just one thing to give her, and it's that thing that you don't give to her. Now, a lot of us men, we take the excuse that we are so tired, maybe from our business trips, from our work, from our daily activities. I'm so tired, so I cannot. That's not an excuse. It's not supposed to be like that. It's not supposed to be like that. It's a two-way thing. Come on, man. It's a two-way thing. It's a two-way thing. So if you get to the finish line, you get a satisfaction, and she's not satisfied, man, it's not cool. You see what I'm saying? It's not cool. It's really not good. So to start on the safe side, always try to make her get to the finish line. Always try as much as possible to make her reach the finish line. It's very, very, very important. It's very, very important. So I'll be taking comments, and we can talk. You can ask your questions directly from the comment section, and I'm going to be answering them directly, so that you can, we can talk about these things. I want to have a one-on-one conversation with you people, with you fans, and those of you watching. Please remember to share as you join. Please remember to share as you join. Okay, give me a second. Somebody just wrote me a message on WhatsApp. Okay. Okay, somebody's asking, okay, Mr. Jack, this is what I want us to understand, okay? He just asked a question like, if a woman doesn't have the courage to tell you these things, and maybe you don't know the thing, what will you do to to solve the problem? Now, what you need to understand is, you are the man. Of course, you are not all knowing, but you are more of the captain of the ship. You are more of the leader of of this community, of this society. So you need to think ahead of time. Like, you need to think ahead of your person. Now, you need to be very observant. You need to really be observant and know. Now, if you get to the finish line, your woman doesn't get to the finish line, you will know. It doesn't hide, because getting to the finish line is the peak. It's like the climax. It's like the apex of the game. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about. So once she gets to the finish line, you will know. Most of the times we just neglect, and I've heard of cases where she says, well, let me just do it, let me get him satisfied. No, it's not supposed to be done like that. It's not supposed to be done like that. The satisfaction must go the two ways. It should be, it should not be one-sided. You're not a servant. Relationships suffer when it becomes more of a boss and a subordinate, or a king and a subordinate. It should be a king and a queen. Sharing. You are sharing. You are kind of, into your emotions. Now, remember, if you are more of the dominant part in the relationship, and your woman is like, okay, let me just succumb, she will not give her all. Even in the game, there are things that she might want to do, but because you have always made her to know that she is not up. She's not what you. You have always suppressed her from bringing herself completely out. It becomes difficult to even express herself. It will be difficult for her to say that, even to do some certain things in the course of the game. You know what I mean? When I'm talking about game, like I said, I'll be using a lot of figurative speech. It will be difficult for her to even tell you that this is what you can do it this way. And even the sound, the music that will be playing, you know what I mean by music, in the course of the game. Some just come, they just get into the game and they are quiet. All that's playing in their mind is let him finish, and the whole thing gets over. So that's how it is. But it is very important to always remember that. Wait, hold on, please. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I'll be right back after this jingle. Just hold on a bit. Let me get this comment. Hold on a bit. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, that was an intro from a friend's TV channel that I'm partnering with. That's the African First News. We are working in partnership. So he is our partner. He's one of our sponsors. So at the African First News, the intro you just saw, he is part of our production team, and so you can watch African First News on YouTube. I think they already have some episodes on Africa on YouTube, so you can watch them. They'll be going live too, and they work in partnership with the Love Dictionary TV. So, like I was explaining, getting your woman to the finish line is something very, very important. It's something very important that we all have to be conscious of. We have to be conscious of these things. We really, really have to be conscious, because once you get to the finish line and she does not get to the finish line, there'll be a lot of frustration. She might not say it. Like I said, especially the African woman, a lot of them have this complex of saying it the way it is. But then it's for us men to understand that these things, they need them. Now, once you get the woman to get to the finish line, I tell you, everything is gonna be a bomb. It's gonna be a different ball game. You know what I'm saying? So now, how do you get her to get to the finish line? Ask her questions like, babe, I have noticed that you hardly get to the finish line, or maybe you have difficulties getting to the finish line. What can I do to get it to the finish line? Now she will tell you, and take note of it. Always apply it. Always apply it. Then another thing you need to do. Now, ask yourself, why is it that men always get to the finish line earlier before women? Now, it's simple. The man is mostly at the giving side. Like, giving. You have to put a lot of energy, you have to put a lot of concentration, you have to, and once you give that energy towards that side, it will be very easy for you to get to the finish line before your lady, before your woman. So what happens is, when you start the game, when you start the riding, don't put it in your mind that I'm in the game, and put it in your mind first that, okay, let me get my woman to the finish line. Now, in the course of the in the course of the riding, keep talking to her. Once you talk, when you keep talking to her, it divides your attention. You see what I mean? Your attention towards that game will be divided, will be reduced, so much that that tension will not be there, and you not give too much concentration. You know what I mean? Now, once that is done, you realize that you once you keep talking to her, you push her to even be more and more into the game, because there you catch her emotions. Of course, while you are riding, she's getting the feeling, and I really don't want to be you know what I mean? So keep talking to her. Say some nice things. I will not give you lines here. Come on, man. I will not be giving you lines. Now, if you want to know more of these things, you can contact me one-on-one. You can either call me on WhatsApp and we talk about it. Like if you want a one-on-one conversation, you can contact me, or you can call on WhatsApp. Then we are gonna talk about it. So now, the other thing you need to do. Let her do the riding. Switch positions. Let her be in front of the horse and you sit behind. You know what I mean? Come on, man. You know what I mean. So let her do the riding. Remember, it is easier for a man to get to the finish line faster when you are on the riding side. Now, once you get to the receiving side now, like she is now at the giving side, like she does the riding. While she's riding, it will get her more emotional and more concentrated on the game. You know what I mean by the game? The riding, So she'll concentrate more, and to be easier for her to get to the finish line. It will be easier for her. Those are the secrets I'm giving you now. Then the third thing that you need to do is, before you engage into the riding, before you get into the riding, like, okay, let's get it on, let's move it now, let's kick it up, move her to that level, uplift her. There are a lot of things you can do to uplift your lady. There are a lot of things, when I mean uplift, like, arouse her. Let her emotions get to a certain degree before you get into the game. Let her emotions get to a certain degree. That is to say, you can do the touching, you can do the, the things, you know what I mean? I don't want to say that, So, once you get to that degree, she herself will tell you that I am ready. You will notice that she's ready. But most of the times, we just hurriedly get into her world, and we start riding, and before we realize, okay, we have gotten to the finish line, and at the end of the day, she not even get half of the marathon of the journey or the game. It's very frustrating. It's really, really frustrating. So to make it really equal, because it's, like I said, it's good for her to always get to the finish line. It should be your responsibility. Each time you people engage into the game, you know what I mean by game, I don't want to call names. Each time you engage into the game, she should get to the finish line. Try to make it as possible. Try to make it a responsibility that she should always get to the finish line whenever you engage. Whenever you engage, she should get to the finish line, however it is. Now, the point is, somebody wrote me on WhatsApp. Okay, Daisy Brown. Daisy Brown says, What is the finish line? Okay, I know you just joined. Please remember to share. Please share and subscribe, please, if you've not yet done so. Subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss our subsequent editions. Now, Daisy Brown, the finish line that I'm talking about is we are talking about a woman reaching her orgasm. That's what we are talking about. That's the topic of today. So, like I'm just trying to use, some words, make it, use some figurative speech, so that it should not really sound, I don't want to go like straight, So this is what we are talking about. Now, the other thing that we men need to take note of, I've talked of, you bringing her to the level. Another thing we need to take note of is the woman's world. The woman's world has a place called the G-spot. The G-spot is a very sensitive, place in the world, in her world, in the woman's world, that once it is touched, it ignites her. It moves her. It shocks like current. Once you realize that spot, once you can spot it, always try to activate it. That's one thing that will make her get to the finish line. So this is Brown, you see what I mean by finish line. So, once you can identify where that G-spot is, always try to touch that G-spot. And, once you activate it, you can easily bring her to the finish line. So it's very important to note this one. Now, some people say, no, the man must have a very big cassava. I'm using crazy word. It's that the man needs to have a very big cassava before you can. Maury, please, can you close the kitchen door? So that's it. I'll be right back. Please don't go away. I'll be right back. Please, can you close the door? Thank you. I needed to sort out a few things. Some say you need the man needs to have a big cassava, but I want to tell you something. Having a big cassava is good, or a long cassava is good, but it's not a guarantee. That's where you're going to be shocked. It's not a guarantee that it can take your woman to the finish line. No, it doesn't guarantee that. It is good, of course, but then what you need to know is that you need to spot that G spot. You need to identify where it is found, where it is hidden. It's hidden somewhere there in our world. I think I'll have to stop the streaming for now. Thanks very much. We have gradually come to the end of today's edition of the program. Thank you very much for joining. I think we will continue. I don't want this stream to be too long. Thanks very much for joining, and please remember to share. If you've not yet subscribed to the channel, please remember to do so. It's very important, and let somebody learn something from this. This is the Love Dictionary TV, and the program you're watching is the Love Clinic. Remember, the Love Clinic is we are here to talk about these things. We are here to repair broken marriages, to repair broken relationships, and to rebuild new relationships, and to help people who are having difficulties managing their relationships and marriages to be able to move on with their relationships. I thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much for watching. See you again in the next episode. My name is Elvis Sumbele, and that was it for today. Thanks and bye for now.